Hello RageQuitters, my name is TerminatorUK and we're back here for another video review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Razer Kraken 7.1 Chroma headset. This particular headset is a USB headset, so it's plug and play, doesn't require any sort of high-end sound card. It's got its own virtual sound card built into it. It has a braided USB cable that's probably about 1.5 meters in length. It's probably my first negative point of this review is that the cable length isn't particularly long. The ear cups are a smooth leather finish. The headset features like a lightweight construction, so it won't be very heavy on your head. Probably my second criticism is the build quality. It feels quite flimsy. There's quite a lot of flex in the top of the headset that I wouldn't really expect from a headset of this quality. I've seen better use of materials like more sort of metal into the headband itself, so I would have quite liked to have seen that on this particular headset. The good points of this headset, the ear cups are fairly deep. I think that enhances the bass, as we'll see later in the review. They're not absolutely massive, so if you've got particularly big ears, you might find that you won't get them completely inside these ear cups. One of the neat features of this particular headset is into the left-hand ear cup you've got the microphone. That's a unidirectional microphone. It's excellent at suppressing ambient noises. There's actually a setting for it in the software, which we'll go through a bit later, which enhances that even further. It retracts into the left ear cup, and to use the microphone you just pull it out. At the moment you can see it's got a red LED. That means that the microphone is muted. Unfortunately, like the excellent chroma lighting, which is another really strength of this headset, which we'll come on to later, it can't be configured in terms of colour, so it's always red. But just to turn it off, there's a button on the top of here, so we just click it, the light goes off, and that means that people can hear us. So when you're not using the microphone, that can be retracted back into the ear cup. So one of the major selling points of this headset is obviously the full spectrum chroma lighting that is on each side of the ear cup. Huge range of configurable options in that regard. Millions and millions of different colours, and you can even get it to cycle through, as I say, a complete spectrum of colours to suit your taste. So I thought we'd just have a brief look at the software. So the software is called Razer Synapse, and it has several tabs across the top. The first tab is a calibration tab, which allows you to go through a demo, and it basically gets the user to listen through the headset and align an arrow with where they think that the positional sound is around them. To be honest, I've found that the defaults is actually probably the best. It seems to be quite well calibrated out of the box, so I didn't actually need to make any adjustments. The next tab along is the audio tab. So there's a few settings here. One of them is bass boost. Now, one of the things that did stun me about this particular headset, and is particularly poor in most gaming headsets, is the bass is actually very good on these particular headsets. Strong but clear and not distorted. So I actually found that I didn't actually need the bass boost setting at all. I found it better for my personal taste without that. On this particular tab, you've also got a voice clarity option, which allows you to set volume and presence level. I left those more or less at the default. The next tab along, unlike a lot of headsets, you've actually got quite a few options to do the microphone. Now, I did an initial first test of the microphone, and I found that the quality was awful. I couldn't get hardly any sound across it, and that, I believe, is down to the noise suppression on these on this microphone, on this headset, is really, really good. So unless you have the mic sensitivity slider bar up to the top and your sound recording volume for the microphone input in Windows right up to the top, it's not really going to pick very much up because it's trying to suppress that noise. But when I put that up to the top, and I enable this feature here, this ambient noise reduction, and getting some excellent quality through the microphone. For the next section of this review, when we just go through a game review where we're going to be looking at the positional audio, I'm going to actually be recording through this microphone on this particular device, so you should be able to hear the quality of the microphone yourself whilst we're going through the game. The other tabs you've got on here is an equalizer tab. Nothing to write home about here. There's several presets on here that you can change. The default is obviously flat, and then you've got things like rock and other types of presets which allow you to change the signature of the sound. And also the final tab is probably the biggest one. So this configures the lighting. Now I believe that this lighting setup is synchronized and linked with your other Chroma devices. So if you've got other Razer Chroma devices, you can get the lighting to work the same as the devices that you've already got. So at the moment I've got it on the blue breathing sequence, which matches my Razer RageQuitters mouse that I've had for ages, that I love. But you can have this set to anything you like. So the disappointing thing about having it anything other than the spectrum lighting, like for breathing, you can't have it breathing and spectrum at the same time, which is somewhat annoying. So the presets are either off breathing, you can have it static, so that it stays at one particular colour without going on and off, or out of the box, which is kind of like the show-off one, is the spectra colouring, and that basically just goes through all the sequences of different colours that are available to this headset, which is quite cool. But I always think that's more of a marketing gimmick than something that I personally want to have on all the time. So I think for the rest of this review we'll leave it on so that you can see it cycling through the different colours.
Okay, welcome back to part 2 of this video review. We're going to play a bit of Counter-Strike Go, just doing a deathmatch, just really trying to get a feel for the positional audio. See, I'm definitely a bit out of practice. The sound overall is pretty clear on these headphones. The bass, as I said before, is surprisingly good. Coupled with that, the positional audio is pretty good, considering this is like an emulated 7.1 surround sound, as opposed to like a real one with like jacks per channel. So pretty good effort overall, better than I've seen before with other USB headsets that try to emulate the same thing.
Больших городов, там, где нет дорогих бутиков, там другие люди снимают про них сериалов, ведь они не в формате каналов.
Sorry about the delay there, I just had to mute a few spammers on the voice. Let's see if we can use the headset's ability to try and track down some enemies from around corners, see if we can use a positional audio to our advantage. So I can hear one to my right now. That's just a friendly. And hear another one to my right and slightly forward, maybe up here. Oh, there we go. Let's listen to that. Can hear one to the front. Oh, didn't hear him. Wasn't that good after all. Yeah, one thing I would say about the headset is sort of the mids and the highs aren't quite as clear as I would expect. As I said before, the bass is really good, but those just sound a bit muffled. which I've seen on several different sort of USB headsets before. I don't think you can get away with that when you're actually trying to emulate the surround sound. But it's better than most USB headsets that I've used before. Certainly pretty clear overall. See if we can track out any more. Ended a round. Back in the next round again. Let's try and use some of the positional audio again. So I can hear an enemy to my right. It's a friendly in that case. Some activity down here. One to my right again. Friendly. One to my left, friendly again. Some to my right. Here, some up to the left. Got me. The positional cues are actually pretty good on this headset. Better than I was expecting, really, without having the discrete channels of an analog headset. Definitely hear them to my left now. To my right. Oh, that guy's dead. Oh. You got me. Pretty rusty on this. I've played for a long time. Not a bad test of the headset there. Oh, there's one to the left. I got it. Oh, got me. Here's some diagonally to my left. There's one. Oh, got me. Definitely out of practice. I'm actually really quite impressed by this. I was going into this review thinking this wouldn't be quite as good as a 7.1 with discrete channels, but it's I'm really picking up on the not that guy, spoke too soon. I was going to say I was really picking up on where all the enemy's footsteps are around me. Positioning is
Hi guy.
pretty much spot on really. No chance.
Can you shut up? Shut.
Oh, one behind me. Gear is friendly. Here, one below me.
Il y a des Français?
Yep.
Oh, enfin une langue que je comprends.
Ah bah, t'as dit qu'on parle non.
Here's some down here and to the right. Yeah, that's about right. Cheeky fecker. Oh no! Damn it. Unfortunately, all the best headset in the world won't make up for poor aim.
Désolé, je suis sous.
Ah, ça peut pas aider pour mieux, ça.
Comment?
Beat me to it.
Ça peut pas aider pour viser. Peut-être sous.
Un petit peu quand même, ouais.
Ah, ça dépend.
Oh, I really shouldn't troll like this, but can't resist it. Let's try and get back into our rhythm. Got me. One to my left. Oh, that was embarrassing. Should have heard him. That was a good example where I heard him over the balcony. Headset doing their thing most of the time. Yeah, for a gaming headset, it's really good sound quality. The positional audio works extremely well. Very impressed with this overall. Let's see if we can hunt down some others. Definitely heard, like, when he fired that AWP next to me, real deep bass next to me. Unmistakable. Ugh. Definitely heard him, couldn't do anything about it. Some to front, yeah. The team takedown. Well, definitely not my best round, but great headset to work with. If you're into your first-person shooters, really good positioning. You could do a hell of a lot worse than this. Okay, we'll wrap up the game part of it here, and we'll go into our conclusion.
So to draw this video review to a conclusion, I was again pleasantly very surprised. It keeps happening in video reviews where I keep getting pleasantly surprised. I keep going into these things very sceptical. I'd say I'm quite traditional, that I like a traditional sound card with analog jacks for true 5.1 or 7.1 surround sound. However, Razer very much surprised me. The audio quality through this headset is excellent. I'd say it's even better than the HyperX Cloud 2 gaming headset, which is very popular indeed. So I was quite stunned by that. I read quite a lot of mixed reviews and saying the sound quality is not very good. I don't think that's true, actually. I've been pretty stunned by that. I've also been stunned by the directional sound. I'd actually noted down as one of my cons that I've got on my little list that I'm reading back at the moment so that I don't forget everything I want to say, as that like a real 5.1 or 7.1 surround sound headset has actually got better positional. I think it still does, and I think what's important about those headsets is that they're clearer overall, but the positioning that Razer have got into this headset is phenomenal. If you really want to get an edge in your FPS gaming, you want to hear exactly where your sounds are coming from, this is the headset to go for. If you've seen my other Speedlink Medusa headset, this really knocks it out of the park in comparison. Obviously it's a much more expensive headset, but it's very, very good. I was quite impressed by that. In terms of games, I was impressed by the sound quality overall for this headset, even with the 7.1 surround sound enabled. Most headsets, when you've got that feature enabled, will really muffle and distort the sound. You do get that to a degree on this, but it is leagues better than most other headsets out there, so I was quite impressed. Probably the only thing that would let it down that I did before this review is when you're listening to music, it doesn't quite sound as amazing as other headsets with individual jacks which upmix that together. However, having said that, overall, so pros of this headset, excellent lighting, really good bass, really surprised by that, and very, very good overall. Excellent microphone, again, I'm really stunned by it. You see all the marketing speak about the frequency responses and the lows and highs and stuff like that, but it's very good noise cancellation, and you can see, well, hopefully you can hear from the review I've done and the picture-in-picture gaming when we were recording that it's crystal clear. It really does pick up voice very well, so I think your teammates would be appreciative if you picked up this headset. The ambient noise reduction is very good. If you go over to LAN parties like Multiplay's Insomnia, for example, very, very noisy event, so people very much appreciate if you've got a good mic which filters out with that background noise. It's lightweight, so it's good for prolonged use. The only negative sides, I'd say, if we're going to have to be critical about this, is the headset cable length is not very long. It's only about, as I say, 1.5 meters to about 2 meters. One of the minor complaints I have is when the cable rubs against your clothes, it seems to send that sound through the cable and into the ear cup, so you get kind of like a scratching sound that kind of echoes in the ear cup. That can be a bit annoying. And as I say, the sound can be a little bit muffled compared to sort of like a true surround sound headset, but don't let that put you off. If you're looking for a gaming headset to give yourself that edge, particularly in first-person shooter games, and be good all-round sound and not really sacrificing in any one particular area, and for those modders out there who like to match the light colour with their case, you can't get better than this. Don't get this kind of lighting in most gaming headsets. You're really, really spoiled for choice. I think you could do a lot worse than the Razer Kraken 7.1 Chroma. Very, very impressive headset. I've been TerminatorUK. Thank you very much for viewing. Bye-bye.
Не сидят в контактах онлайна, а не вкалывают